Okay, so now after you've read this, we can turn the page over and focus on the exercises. Let's look at exercise 1. Alright, so say true, false, or I can't tell. Now we say true when we are sure that the answer is true, that the sentence is true. Alright, and we say false when we are sure that the answer is not true. Okay? We use I can't tell when there is no information in the text, alright, in the comprehension we've just read. Remember now that if you're not 100% sure whether the sentence is true or false, we can check the comprehension text again. So let's read example number 1. A cyclone is the same as a hurricane. Alright, let's say I'm not really sure about this and I want to check again. So what we do? We go back, okay, and read this part again. Hurricanes are violent storms with very strong winds. Sometimes hurricanes are called cyclones. So this tells us, this sentence tells us that these are the same things. Alright, sometimes hurricanes are called cyclones. So they are the same because they are called either by this name or by this name. Okay, just like in maths, we say sometimes we say block graph and sometimes we say bar graph. Okay, so this must be true. Let's look at number 2. Dorothy's uncle was called Harry, and you might say, oh, I'm sure this is true because I remember his name. I think it was Harry, and you might just write true. But I always suggest that you check the text again. Maybe it was a similar name. So let's go back. So here it's saying Harry. Let's go back and check. We know for sure that there's his name over here. Suddenly, Uncle Henry stood up. So what was it his name? This is Henry. And this is Harry. So it's not the same, although they sound similar, right? They are not the same. So this must be false. You can't say, I can't tell if you're unsure, but you have to check. Okay? And continue with the rest. With regards to exercise 2, discuss your answer to these questions. Now I know that some of you are doing their homework on their own, but not everyone is. So those of you who have someone next to you or who can maybe borrow a brother for some time or a sister, you can discuss these with them, alright? Why are hurricanes or cyclones frightening? And you can discuss. Remember, however, we need to discuss in English. So try your best and use words in English, alright? Use the English language to discuss these. And then so for this exercise, you don't have to write anything, alright? I don't need to see anything. I just want you to discuss, get used to speaking in English, okay? Exercise 1 with where vocabulary comes about, alright? Exercise 1, it's saying, use the thesaurus. On page 167, find the word with the same meaning. Now, you can look for the thesaurus on the book, but if you don't have the book, there are many ways you can find the meaning of these words. Okay. First of all, you can Google and write, for example, thesaurus on Google and write the words here. Or else, on your tablet, if you go on Armario, saċek xikkietu tentu fit. You can go on others, alright? And you can also find the online one here. Okay, you click on it and you can use it on your tablet. However, be careful, okay, because not every word can be used in the same context. Okay, these words we found these words in the text. Okay, so we remember what the text is about. Okay, and we know their meaning. Now, a thesaurus gives you words with the same meaning. Remember, words with similar meaning are called synonyms. So let's try one of these. Let's say I'm going for strong. And I find my thesaurus. I write strong. And I look for a suitable word. In my case, I don't think this is the right word, or active. So let me find um, a good word. I guess tough would be a good one, right? And you choose the right word. Not all of them are are uh, are good words, so be very careful. And if you do use this website, the words which are most relevant, all right, are normally in orange. The lighter ones are not that precise, so they might have a little bit of a different meaning. So be careful which words to use. Okay. Um, so from these, I don't want you to do them all. If you want to do them all, go ahead. But I want you to at least find three of them, alright? So choose three, any three you want, and find a synonym, alright? Find their synonym and write the synonyms in your Word document, alright? Write the original word and its synonym next to it. Yep. When you're done, we move on to exercise 2. Exercise 2 says make up some sentences. Use the synonyms you found in activity 1 in sentences of your own. So I chose strong and I decided to use the word tough for that one, alright? So I chose tough. Now what kind of sentences would I need from you? I need creative sentences and not sentences which are too short. So be careful. I don't want to see any sentences which are like, for example, let me think. He is a tough boy. That's not very creative. I don't like it so much. So maybe you can be a little more creative and stretch the sentence more and include some adjectives, for example, or other descriptive words. Okay. So let's say his brother looks so tough with his cap turned backwards, but I know that he has a heart of gold. Right? So that's a very interesting way of using it. It makes sense, alright? And it has the same meaning as strong, okay? So good luck. If you need any help, just tell me, okay? Bye bye.